It's my most personal song I've ever released. I'm anxious whenever I play it.
The River Morning Show, we're Josh, Chad, and Hannah.
It's not every morning that you get to hear from one of your favorite artists live and in person. And this morning...
And since they couldn't make it, I'm here.
We have Mr. Jason Gray in the house. And you get to hear from him, his new music coming up soon.
Yeah, the complete album releases in a few weeks. Most of it is already out on the streamers, but there are 3 more songs.
Ooh. Is this one of those?
This is one of those.
No way.
I've never played it on the air before. It's, I know you guys are playing my song Place for Me.
Yes.
Thank you very much for playing that. Normally I would play that, but I thought I'd play this one. I've been on the road with our friend Dan Bremnes, who if you don't know more of his music, you owe it to yourself to take a deep dive. He's one of my favorite human beings, and I love being on the road with him. He made me play this song each night because he thought it was important, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll play it here too. It's my most personal song I've ever released. I'm anxious whenever I play it because of that, but it's a song about my core wound, and the entry point was when my dad left when I was a little boy. That was actually when my speech handicap showed up. And one thing you should know about that is that when that began to happen when I was 5, my grandma, his mom, thought that I was doing it for attention. I imagine because it was too much for her to accept that her only son, who she loved, could hurt her only grandson that she loved too. So that was a little bump in the road in our relationship. But she was a wonderful grandma. We worked all that stuff out.
Yeah.
But my core wound is the wound of abandonment, and it was aggravated when I went through a divorce years later. And then, but the interesting thing about it is that like our pain, our hurt, if it doesn't get healed and transformed, it'll be transmitted, and I'll just play the song. So it's called Worth Staying For. I spoke without a stutter through the middle of first grade till my little world came apart. I heard my father tell my grandpa that he just couldn't stay, and my speech broke the same day as my heart. They wondered if I did it for attention, but I think I couldn't get the question out. Wasn't I worth staying for? Wasn't I worth staying for? 45 years later, I still see him at the door. Wasn't I worth staying for? We were married up in Washington, where the winter felt like spring, and our love seemed as endless as that sky. So we couldn't know the cold that other winters would bring, or the million ways our promises could die. But I guess that I'm still haunted by the question, now that there are no more papers left to sign. Wasn't I worth staying for? Wasn't I worth staying for? Time could have made us feel like we weren't strangers anymore. Wasn't I worth staying for? Whoa, I know pain will be transmitted if it doesn't get transformed. Though it's not what I intended, I did other people harm. And each time that I tried to love, I returned to the scene of the crime. Oh, I did my own share of leaving a trail of wreckage behind. Oh, I hated myself. I hated myself for it. A week ago I couldn't sleep. I was drowning in my shame. And if I could have ended it, I would. But in the middle of that darkness, somehow I knew God came, stayed with me until I understood. Wasn't I worth staying for? Wasn't I worth staying for? I carry it in my body like it's shrapnel from a war. And the only way to heal that kind of wound is to trust the love I'm hearing in the kind voice of the Lord, telling me I'm worth staying for. Worth staying for. Worth staying for.